Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a full story comic book review of Something is Killing the Children, issues number 6 through 10, the second story arc, brought to you by Rated Comics. If this is your first time here, well, thank you for joining. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to this channel if you like the content we're throwing up, and also don't forget to check out Something is Killing the Children, the first story arc, issues number 1 through 5, if you haven't, or if you want to get caught up with the series. Link in description if you wish to purchase any of the comic books in this video. Support the art, support the industry, and also timestamps will be in description if you wish to go from issue to issue. But with that being said, let's get to it. With this issue being a Netflix series coming out at the end of the year, I'm going to try to do all the issues of Something is Killing the Children. Even though I have issues number 1 through 5 in the first story arc, issues number 6 through 10, which is another story arc, issues number 11 through 15 is another story arc, and we did do Erica Slaughter origin story, issues 16 through 20 as a full compilation video as well. I'll put the link in description if you wish to check that out. But with that being said, let's get to this issue. In this issue, we begin with the flashback of James and the kids, where we go back to issue number 1, where they all go out into the woods as a way to fulfill their dare by James. Even though in the first issue, James denies the events of this, clearly while he's having a callback to all that happened, how he got the kids into the woods, made them play a dare. You know, it turns out James is gay. He has a crush on one of the boys there as well. But during their time in the woods, they do discover that there is a monster there. James falls and doesn't quite see the monster, but at the end of issue number 1, he does see that one of the monsters rips one of the boys in half. And we end it off right here because at that time, it's clearly the dream that he's having. Guys, where are you? Where are you? I can't. He's dreaming about this because in issue number 5, he was shot in the gut by James Mahoney in the cave when Erica Slaughter was fighting the monster, the mother, who turns out to have children. Now she has to go hunt for these children, see where they are, and they're hungry, and she's in the hospital visiting him. James Mahoney goes up behind Erica and is like, well, he looks kind of peaceful. He's like, no, he doesn't, James. Don't say that kind of stuff. That's the kind of things you say when people are dead, and James isn't dead. Well, did you talk to a doctor? Is he going to be all right? He's not going to die if that's what you're asking. They go back and forth with their dialogue, and Erica's like, no, they stitched you up, James, right? Because in the last issue, she injects him with this green fluid in his head so he could see what she saw, which is the monster. And Erica's like, well, look, well, based on your stitches right there, I should have hit you harder then. Well, what would you do if you were in my position? I don't know, bro. I just wouldn't have killed the kid. Well, you gonna tell the cops? No, that's up to James, not up to me. So she leaves and he gets guilty about it. So you gonna explain any of this shit to me? No, because you don't earn anything. I don't have to explain anything to you. And then he goes up behind her, grabs her arm, which is the wrong move, saying like, I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. Monsters are real. One of those monsters killed my sister, ate parts of her for weeks. I know you know what this is, and I need to know what you know. So she turns around, breaks his arm conveniently at the hospital. Did you break my arm? Yeah, I did. You better be lucky I didn't break your arm in these streets. He cries about it. I mean, getting your arm broke, it's gotta be, I never broken a bone in my life, so I can imagine how demoralizing it must be to get your own arm broken. So Erica tells him, get in your car, put your arm in the cast, get out, drive out of state for a while because this is not over. Wait, what do you mean this isn't over yet? He doesn't know what she's talking about, but I love that intro right there. So meanwhile, we get these 2 brother cops going into the cave, and one brother cop is like, man, I just want to quit right now. I'm totally out. I want to be out the game. And he's like, I haven't slept in a week because I don't know what to think about all this and the media, the press. I mean, we gotta let these kids' parents know that they're gone, and it's just like, this is too much to deal with in this little town. So the coroner's like, baby brother, don't kid yourself. This is like the bread and butter eating itself up. Like, this is our time to shine, right? And he's like, man, I don't want to hear no humor. I don't want to hear that it's all gonna be all right. This is weird. What does that girl know? I don't even know where to put all the bodies at for these kids. So they come to the conclusion that they have to go to the school and commandeer the gymnasium because it's the only place big enough they could think of in Archer's Peak to figure all this out. And it's gonna mess up the kids at the school, see that their brothers and sisters in chunks where they play dodgeball. So this is kind of just getting plenty messed up, you know what I mean? So the sheriff goes in, the sheriff's like, oh my gosh, what the hell's going on? And he's fresh from getting his head cracked from behind by Tommy Mahoney, and that's the one Erica just broke his arm too. And he's like, who the heck is this blind lady? What did she bring into his town? I don't know what she brought in, but where's the little girl? What they're talking about is Beyond. So Erica goes to the police station to pay a visit to Beyond. She greets her like, hey Erica, hey Beyond. And the lady's like, well, that's nice that you two know each other. How do you guys know each other? Well, she was in the cave with me. She fought with the monster. Oh, well, that's nice. So even the lady's not sure how to take of it. So Beon's drawing on this paper. Then he asked Erica, can I get you a cup of coffee or something? And Erica's like, yeah, that would be totally awesome. Got all these bags under my eyes. It's all this black from not sleeping, dealing with this shit. So yeah, I'll take some caffeine. So Erica has a small conversation with Beon, like, do you like drawing? She's like, yeah, I like drawing. Beon asks her, do you like drawing? She's like, yeah, I used to draw. Why'd you stop? Well, and this guilt on Erica's face, like, I guess I got a little busy, so that's why I stopped drawing. So Beon asked Erica, well, he's ugly. What's his name? And Erica's like, oh, him? Well, his name used to be Octo. Used to be? Yeah, used to be. Now something bad lives inside of him, and I have to keep it around so it doesn't get out. I'm sure back then it draw a lot of mystery, but that question does get answered in the origin story of Erica Slaughter in issues number 16 through 20. So Erica asks you, like, what are you drawing? I'm drawing the babies from the cave. The mama would eat the live kids and let the babies eat the dead kids. I don't think they had big enough mouths and arms yet. Well, you're pretty good at noticing stuff, says Erica. Did you notice how many babies a mama had? 5 babies. And Erica's like, whoa, that's a lot of babies. They had food though. They were eating the other kids so they won't get hungry. Well, I guess that's good. So this girl was telling Erica the 411 about the babies, but this is terrifying Erica because, like, it's 5 babies. They're on the loose. We don't know what to do. Oh gosh, I got a whole lot of stuff to figure it out. Not to mention, where's Erica gonna start in all this? So as Erica and Beon continue to draw, Beon asked Erica, well, what did you draw? Erica's like, I drew my house. Well, it's a scary looking house. And we get to look at the House of Slaughter in Chicago, and it is a scary looking house. And by the way, if you do want to check out that spin-off series, House of Slaughter, feel free to check that out at the playlist or at the link in description where you can check that out. The full first story arc, issues number 1 through 5, where you get to know the inner workings of the House of Slaughter. So we see Aaron sitting outside. The door opens and it's Cecilia. Aaron's obviously in a black mask with teeth. Cecilia is in a white mask with teeth. And in issue number 20 of Something's Killing the Children, we get to know what each of these masks and these mask colors and what their rankings are. Aaron asks Cecilia, has there been a decision? Yes, the old dragon is having the car pulled around for you now. You're heading north. And Aaron's like, well, I like to speak with him. Too bad you ain't speaking with nothing. He wants you to get to Erica, bring her back, and finish the job over there. And Aaron's like, look, if you want me to bring Aaron back, we both know she won't come back to this place. We both know she won't. And Cecilia's like, well, our official position to the rest of the order is that you are the responsible for Erica's failure and overreach in the North Woods. Any further breaking of the order protocol will rest on you, Aaron. And what about young man Tynion Mahoney? Well, he's got to go too. He knows too much, so he dies. And the House of Slaughter has learned its lesson about picking up strays. And we see a picture of Erica, and that's where we end this issue of Something Killing the Children, issue number 6. As I said, I'm a fan of this issue. I absolutely love this issue, and I'm definitely going to do more reviews on this comic book to continue on to finish it off, because at the end of the month, Something Killing the Children issue number 21 is going to come out, where we get to know further stories and further reveal what happened with Erica Slaughter after she dealt with Arthur's Peak. Gangsta issue, link in description if you wish to add this comic book to your comic book collection. We begin this issue with Tommy Mahoney's mother and the other parents in front of the school watching all these bags of children, dead children, getting carried away as they have to identify them. Very tough scene for the parents to watch. Tommy Mahoney sees his mom and he's like, Jesus, you're not depressed? Oh, she's like emotionless and just commenting back like he broke your arm. And he's like, yeah, somebody broke it. You deserve it? Oh yeah, probably. Sounds like you should watch your tone. Well, he's like, yes, ma'am, I will. All the parents remain like in a collective order, but they're just depressed because one of the parents, the Parkers, already tried to barge in there, but the coroner said they wanted to do this orderly. So apparently they still need to determine whose body parts belong to who. This is just savage, man. And Tommy tells his mom, you should go home. I can handle this. She's like, no, I'm not going anywhere until I say goodbye to my little girl. She needs closure. In the gymnasium, the coroner and the principal, they're just looking amongst all the dead bodies of kids, and the principal's like, man, this is horrible. He's like, I know. In a form of dark humor, the coroner's like, do you mind? I know it's callous, but I need a brew. And the principal was like, well, okay. Do you have an extra one? Because I just feel like I need something to help me carry over before I talk to the parents about what I saw. No kidding, man. I feel you on that. So after much discussion and going some back and forth dialogue, the principal's like, well, just tell me what did this. Was it a bear? Did they find the animal who did this? Do you have any idea or answer, something I could give the parents? Nope. says the coroner. Nothing as far as I can tell you. Do they have any idea who did this? And the coroner's like, well, I'm not the one to ask. And the principal's like, who is? Well, we both know who is the one to ask. And that person is Erica Slaughter, who is atop of a tree doing a hunt. And I love how the blackness around her eyes is just intense, kind of indicating that she's been there for a while, just waiting to hunt. The octopus tells her this won't work. Quiet. You know this won't work. I said quiet. I hear something. And to me, she's like, maybe she knows deep down it's not going to work, but she's trying to avenge the deaths of the kids. And she's so high on emotions right now. She has to do this. So the babies come out. And they look cute, but we must forget the mother looked like a total bitch. So they're dangerous, and they cry out. And Erica's like, what are they doing? They're crying, Erica. They're crying because you killed their mother, and they're crying because they're hungry. Well, that doesn't matter. So she steps down, jumps down, and she goes to work and slices one of the monsters midway, but they all just fade away. And her eyes go wide like, oh my gosh. And then the voice off the screen tells her, I want you to tell me why that didn't work. And she knows she's in trouble. And it's Aaron Slaughter. Do you know why that didn't work, Erica? And she's like, yes, I do. Then tell me what is an Oscar type. They go back and forth, and you can tell the intense argument is just intense. You know, like she doesn't like the fact that he was sent there from the House of Slaughter. And it's not like they sent him to clean up her mess, but she's like, yeah, good luck with that. Really, really good luck with that. Whatever chip is on your shoulder, Aaron, that brought you here from Chicago is your problem, not mine. And he's like, I'm your superior. And she's like, oh, shut up. You're just a spoiled brat who read all the right little books and knows all the right little theories, but you don't like getting your hands freaking dirty. Don't go pretending like you're gonna go big time on me. You do all the glad handing the politics, but you still need me to kill those things. And you know why you can't in their current phase? And she gets pissed, and you can tell why. Yes, Oscar types are shadow forms, concentrated fear. They're only solid when they eat. Oh, so it's pointless to stab one when there's nothing for them to sink their teeth into. And she's like, yeah, thanks for clearing that up. I mean, even though they both at each other's throats, they both know the gravity of the situation. And Erica's like, well, I had to do something because there are dead children, Aaron, and I didn't want to wait until the next one died before I could do something about it. In that moment, they just pause and have a moment, and this goes like, if it's a personal moment for Erica, because she was one of those children. In issue number 16 in her origin story, it explains all that, why this is so personal, and it's a tie-in to that. And I love how this book gives you little bits of nuggets. It's a slow burn, but if you go too fast to go information overload on this, it just takes away the essence of it, you know? And Erica tells Aaron, you don't know how personal this is to me. I know more than you think I know, Erica, but I'll grant you that I know less than you think I know. So Erica's like, thanks for granting me. He's like, you're welcome. I was being sarcastic, Aaron. He's like, I know, I'm just trying to lighten the mood. Should we get to it? I need to know the hunting radius to determine a good site to draw the monsters in, but we need bait. Where's the girl, Beon? I think that was her name. And Erica's like, oh no, you are not using Beon. Well, if you don't want to use Beon, they'll kill again, and you need to bait a trap and kill them before they can act. So unless they touched the boy in the hospital, James, would you rather use him? And Erica's like, does that mean the children will see order rituals? And I imagine order rituals is when you know about the monsters, they got to end you. That's the only pieces that I'm putting together. And Aaron's like, from what I saw, from what I hear, they already saw an order ritual, which raises a question of young Mr. Mahoney, but can we get to him in time? And Erica's eyes go wide, and Aaron's like, dude, don't give me that look like we're the villain. Like you weren't dragging the boy around the woods so you could mask your scent so you get close to the mother. We're not heroes, we're hunters. Don't forget that. Now take me to the freaking girl so we can end this, and I never have to set foot in this filthy corner of Wisconsin again. Damn, bro, like, why you gotta be so savage like that? So they leave, and as they leave and go deep into the woods, one of the policemen calls Gail. Gail, it's Tom. That little girl drawing by your desk, is she still there? Yes, she's right here having a grand time. Great, I need you to pack her bag. I'm going to be by soon to pick her up. I don't want you to let anybody else take her. You hear me? Oh, I'm not sure the sheriff's going to let that happen. He's been grumbling all afternoon. Well, if I need to talk to the sheriff, then that's what I'll have to do. And that's where we end this issue of Something is Killing the Children, issue number 7. Now, I love how this issue is a tale of awful bunch of events with people that aren't heroic. Erica wants to do good. She wants to atone for her mistake, and this mission has become personal to her. And even though she's very capable as a monster hunter, when things become personal, things just go on the side, man. And this is an awesome issue. And even though it's a slow burn, this book brings you in slowly with the foreplay, with the backstories. It's an awesome read. And link in description if you want to add the Slaughter Pack issues number 6 through 10 to your comic book collection. We begin this issue with James waking up in the hospital. He's hurt from being shot in issue number 5 by Tommy Mahomey in the gut. When he wakes up, he twists himself and he aggravates his gun injury. And the sheriff is in the hospital with him as well, telling him that I guess you haven't been shot before. And James like, you know, not too often. And then the sheriff tells him, I got shot once out hunting with some friends, took a bullet right in the thigh. It still hurts if I twist my ankle just the right way. Well, I guess I'll try not to twist it. And yo, sheriff, I mean, I know you're the officer of the law, but what kind of friends do you have? So James is like, so you are the sheriff. Are you here to arrest me? And he's like, no, I'm just trying to make sense of all this, you know? I don't know what the heck to believe or what's out there killing these kids. And James is like, well, you kind of do look stressed and you sound stressed too. And he laughs it off. And he's like, okay, well, let me make sense of all this because no one's telling me a damn thing that makes sense. So James, and he puts on his cowboy hat in a dramatic fashion. I need you to tell me about the aliens. And James like, what, you think it's aliens doing this? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess. Well, it's not aliens, but you wanted it to be aliens just to make you feel better? I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to make sense of all this. And James is like, look, man, it's monsters. It's not aliens. You mean like Dracula? No, not like Dracula, but like the shadowy things that eat kids. I don't know what they're called. Well, do you know who they are? Erica, the people she works for. And James like, I don't know. I just don't think she trusts them very much. Do you trust her? I mean, kind of. I mean, I got shot. Then she stabbed the guy who shot me in the head so he could see the monsters, but then he got us out. So maybe there's like something like that. I kind of do trust her. So Sheriff's like, wait, you mean Tommy Mahoney? Yeah, I think so. So he can see the monsters too. Yeah, kind of. So he's like, okay, well, now I know what to do and what I need to do next. So back at the police station, we see Gail and Beon, and Beon is drawn. And Beon asks Gail, have you ever seen a dead person before? And she's like, well, there was this one time that my father passed away. It wasn't scary. It was peaceful. So he's up in heaven and he's looking down on me. So that she's having a bonding conversation with Beon. And Beon's like, well, that sounds nice. Did anything try to eat him? No. Well, did anything try to eat his body? No. I mean, it's just a kid having an innocent conversation, but that is definitely not innocent. But how can you blame her when given the kind of trauma she endured in the cave in issue number 5? So Erica and Aaron go into the police station. Hey, Beon, we're going out for a little drive. And Beon's like, okay, let's go. And Aaron's just being all bougie, like, this is the police station? Don't start with that, Aaron. Well, I'm just seeing what the resources are or lack thereof. And Beon wants to take some drawings and some crayons and some markers in the car for the trip. And Aaron's like, no, you can't bring all that. We don't have time for this. You're going to get all that all over the seat. And Beon gets sad, like, I need them. I've never had so many colors in my life. Or the police officer comes in and is like, how about this? You can take all the markers you want, kid. You just need to come with me. John, says Gil, what is this about? Beon, I want you to come over here. Erica's like, I don't think you know what you're doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. And Gail's like, I'm confused. I'm gonna have to call the Sheriff Joe about this to let him know. Clobber, whack, says Aaron Slaughter. He just whacks an old lady in the head with the cane. And Aaron's like, no loose ends. Jesus, Aaron. And Beon's like, why did you have to hurt her? I hurt her because everyone in this little town is very stupid. And apparently they want their children to be eaten alive. I'm like, damn, Aaron, you're kind of coming off as a douche over here. Shut up, Aaron, says Erica. Why are you here? You scared us. John is like, look, I was in the hoods and I heard everything. I know about your guys' plans and I know about your plans to use them as bait. And Beon's like, damn, I don't like that. And Erica's like, man, this is kind of messed up. John tells Beon in a rapport building moment to get her on his side completely. Was like, Beon, remember you were cold and I turned the heat on the car and I got you away from the forest and I got you to safety. These people want to see the bad things again. They want to put you in danger so they can do that, so they can kill them. And Beon's like, really? You're gonna hurt the babies? And Erica's like, look, you don't understand the gravity of the situation. John's like, really? Told that to the high schooler with the gunshot wound in the county hospital. And Beon's like, you're gonna hurt the babies? They're just babies. They don't know they're bad yet. A kid's innocence, man. You gotta love that. Aaron is getting frustrated. He doesn't have time for this. Erica clobbers him again before he can make another stupid move that could probably get him shot or get them shot. And John's like, look, man, I won't let you take her. And Erica's redemption moment, because I truly believe Erica did not want to use Beon as bait. She was trying to think of another way, but just going along with the plan. And he's like, and she says, I know, that's okay. Keep her safe, keep her away from the woods, okay? And nowhere near the school or somewhere stupid like your house. So John's like, okay, let's go. And Erica's like, you're being an idiot, kid, but you're being an idiot for the right reasons. If you want to keep her safe, get the hell out of here. So they leave. and Aaron Slaughter is knocked out unconscious. So next panel is the coroner telling the parents to calm down. I'm going to have Principal Collins here. He's going to cross-check your name with the missing kids, and we're going to bring you guys in one by one to identify them. I'm not going to lie, it's a rough day for everyone. This is going to be really rough on y'all. And I know he's scared of a lot of you guys chewing him up alive, but he's a good soul, and without him, we'd be doing this in the Piggly Wiggly parking lot. So good thing we're using the school gymnasium for this. So the coroner tells the principal, you're all warned up. So he calls out for the parents, and Tommy Mahomey's like, ugh, this is gonna take forever. Then leave, says his mom. You don't have to come with me. You're a grown man. Go find something better to do than to get in everyone's way. Whoa, yes, ma'am. Don't need another arm broken from the previous issue, right? So he calls his friend and he's like, hey man, I need to get out of this town. You know, this is getting weird. So he sees a shadowy figure go in the woods, and this is when you just say, get the hell away from that. Don't even go near it. So he tells his friend, I'm gonna call you back because I'm gonna check this out. Why are you gonna check this out? Aaron wakes up from being unconscious like, dude, you made this more irritable. Erica's like, what, you're waking up now? Do you even know how to fight a human? And Aaron Slaughter's like, man, this is gonna hurt for a week. I need you to find the girl. I'll pick the boy up from the hospital. Erica's like, absolutely not. I think you've proven how good you are with kids. And so Erica gives Aaron some orders. You deal with making sure the sheriff doesn't arrest you for assaulting a sweet old lady and finding us a place to do the ritual. I'll get your bait. And Aaron's like, okay, well, you better act quick, Erica. All it's gonna take is for one of them to make a kill, and they're gonna be a lot deadlier than just cute little Oscar type babies. They're gonna be savages. And we get a taste of that. At the end of this issue, Ty Mahoney goes into the woods and he's like, yo, is anybody there? Is anyone there? And so he calls his friend, hey man, it's me again. Forget about the Dells. Look, I need to find that creepy girl with the eyes. There's some shit going on around here. Just find her, man. So he finds the Oscar type devouring its next meal, and he's like, crap, dude. Like, really, why you gotta walk into the woods? But then again, when this book gets tense, it gets tense. And we end the issue with the Oscar type babies being bigger and a lot meaner, looking more like their mother, a total bitch from before. They're big, they're hungry, they're meaner, they're screaming, indicating that they previously killed and their appetite has only grown. And that's how we end this issue. I love how this issue is more personal with Erica, and I personally feel that she wants to find other ways to use bait to lure these monsters out so she can fully kill them for them to be solid. But Aaron's a douche. I love the tension building. When this book gets tense, it gets tense, and the slow build I'm totally digging, and this book reads quickly. Link in description if you wish to add this comic book to your comic book collection. We begin this issue with these two brothers, Brendan and Corey, looking for their brother Jason. He ran off while his parents were outside the gymnasium, and their mom is going to kill him. So these two brothers have to find their brother Jason before their mom finds out that they lost him. But this brother's like, you know, she's probably going to kill us anyway, but it's better that we do find him. Well, I'm not the one that started running, but you caught up pretty quick, bruh. And so they start throwing blame at each other, and you can tell these brothers' dialogues are pretty much how brothers would dialogue. You know, I didn't want him to get caught watching an episode of this stupid Japanese cartoon while he's jerking off into the family and all that. I had to check his browser history and delete that stuff, you know? Or maybe he didn't delete it, but it just sounds better that way. So they go in deeper into the woods, and in Archer's Peak, when you go into the woods, it's never good. So they find blood, and they wonder, is that him? And one of the other brothers is like, no, man, there's something else out there in the bushes. And it's Tommy Mahoney running away in panic. And these guys don't even, you know, realize the situation. So it's like, hey, man, we're looking for a brother. He's a little short. He's wearing green. Just shut up and run, says Tommy. Brendan's like, well, do you see that? I don't know, man. I don't see anything. And he gets impaled from behind by one of the monsters. And just the sheer terror, the sheer horror in one of the brothers' eyes, you could just see that in this art illustration right here. So he calls out for his brother's name, and Tommy's like, oh God, man, oh God. The brother's like, man, how many of them are there? I don't know, man, I'm sorry. I'm freaking sorry. And that it can only play out very intensely when this does become a Netflix show. So Erica goes into the hospital to visit the kid who got shot in issue number 5. And he's like, oh, hi, I thought you'd be here sooner. Or maybe I thought I'd never see you again. But either way, it'd be one of the two. And Erica's like, hey, man, you can't get rid of me that easily. But he's going through all this emotional turmoil. And he's like, I don't know, man. I think I can get rid of you that easily. You know, because I know when this is all over, you're just going to leave town and I'll never see you again. And Erica's like, yeah, you're right. That's exactly how it's going to be. So she tells him you're smart. And he knows something's up. Like, man, look, You're not here to check up on me because you care about me. You're here because you need something horrible for me. You need me to get shot or talk about the moment I watch all of my friends get ripped apart in front of me, or probably something worse. And Erica's just like up front, like, I need to use you as bait to lure the monsters into a trap so I can kill him. And he laughs. He's like, dude, that hurts so much. Not from the idea of laughing. I mean, it's probably the other stuff too, but it's like, I just wasn't quite ready to hear that stuff. So he was like, look, when you showed up, I thought you were some kind of superhero. Like, nobody I knew, you were doing your thing. You were gangster, you know? But now I realize you're just as scared as everyone else. I saw it in the cave in issue number 5, and right now you're scared to death. And Erica's like, you're right. So he's like, wait, really? You're not in control at all? You don't know what you're doing? And Erica's like, no, I do know what I'm doing, which is actually worse because I know how bad it can get. I know what kind of monster this is, and I know how fast this thing is going to grow and spread, and many more kids are going to die. And without all the scared people getting in the way, making everything much more dangerous, why not call someone who knows what they're doing better? She's like, because the people who know more care less. So she's like, why are you here? So Erica tells him a little bit about her backstory, because once upon a time there was a girl in a small town, and she watched somebody nobody else could see rip her best friend open and eat them. And this is a little origin story of Erica Slaughter right here. Just a little taste of it, which is what gives you a taste. Issues number 16 through 20 break down the origin story of her completely, which I did do a review on. I'll put the playlist at the end or link in description as well. So she's in her closet. Erica goes and continues the narration and managed to kill my mom and my dad. They didn't understand what was happening, so they were helpless, but I could see it and I had to do something. So she picks up a knife and she did something that no one else managed to do: kill the monster. But then this woman in the mask showed up wearing a mask like I'm wearing today. She helped me capture it, caged it in my favorite stuffed animal, Octo, and then she offered to train me at the house and started to be a monster hunter in the Order of St. George, just like her. So now we get the reveal what this Octo was all about. Why is it talking? It's the monster she killed that's trapped inside. So she tells them the people care more about keeping this hush-hush about this monster killing children than actually preventing it from happening again. So Erica's like, look, kid, I'm not going to take you under my wing and train you to be a junior monster hunter. I won't do it. This life is horrible. I've seen such terrible things. But when this all started, you asked me if I could help, and I lied, and I said yes to get the information I needed to do my job. But now there's something I need your help for, and it's dangerous, and it might get you killed, and it might kill me. But if you do it right, we can save a lot of lives, kids. I'm not a superhero. I'm just tired, sad lady who knows how to kill those things, and I'm going to try my damnedest to end it in this time, you know? So what do you say? And the lady comes in from Time, my homie's co-worker, Creepy Eyes. She's like, what? Well, you know, you were mean to me at the restaurant. Yeah, I know I was. You know, you told me I was a Satanist. But anyways, once that dialogue gets exchanged, she tells him Tommy called. He said that things are in the forest. Those monsters behind the school, they have the bodies. He said he thinks they got another kid. And Erica's like, crap. That's bad, because once they eat, they get stronger and more powerful. Sheriff Callahan walks into the gymnasium to check up on all the bodies accrued, and you can tell it's like a lot of dark humor going on in here. And the coroner's just drinking his problems away, and he offers the sheriff a drink, and he's like, man, I don't want to loosen up. Well, I have two then if you don't want to loosen up. It's dark humor. So the Sheriff Callahan gets called up. He's like, what? One of the family said they could hear those odd noises coming from the forest. Noises? What? So back in the forest, Tommy and this young kid is screaming for help, begging for this life, and Tommy's doing his best to protect them. They killed my brothers, man. They already see us. Stop it. Stay back. I got this. Don't run. Stay with me. And I can't keep you safe if you... And this kid gets, unfortunately, he meets his untimely demise. And Tommy's like... So he hits one of the monsters with the rock to keep him at bay, but it's just not enough, man. Get off of him. Get off him. So the dead body goes to him, and he's like, F it, man. What else can I do? Just kill me too. I can't take this. And he just... lets it all out. Nobody else is helping me. I can see this. Where's Erica? I need her right now, even though I tried to, be a dick to her earlier. But I really do need her right now. Just kill me too. Off panel, we hear Sheriff Callahan tell Tommy, no one else is dying, Tommy. But I'm going to need you to put your hands on the top of your head, and that's how we end Something is Killing the Children, issue number 9. Let's get into the next issue. We begin this issue with the principal asking the family of Sophie Mahoney to please step forward. The mother raises her hand, and the principal lifts up the rope and lets her in. And he tells him, when you're ready, an officer will take you inside. When I'm ready? How thoughtful, she says. And it just shows to go to confusion, and it's a situation he's not used to dealing with. And he's like, I'm sorry, I don't know. And she's like, stop talking to me. I just need to get ready, And That kind of makes it uncomfortable. So meanwhile, in the woods, the sheriff stands next to Tommy and he gives instructions to his fellow officers. I need someone to clear the lot. This situation needs to be handled delicately. I don't want them to hear what happened in the woods. The gymnasium is already the makeshift morgue, so bodies won't have to go far, but we don't need to make a scene. Send them all home and get the arrest squared away and tell the parents. And Tommy's like, look, man, I didn't do this. Son, you know your Miranda's rights. Just remain silent. But I didn't do it, says Tommy. And Tommy just pleads his case. You know there's some weird shit going on in this town. You know that. And it's true. The officer does know that. Off panel, we hear Aaron Slaughter say that's encouraging to hear. And the officer's like, oh, I remember you speaking over the phone. And Aaron Slaughter's like, yes, that's right, Sheriff Kavanaugh. I heard your plan. I think I could be some of assistance. They'll need your authority to keep the adults down from here panicking. I'll watch the young Mahoney, meaning he'll watch Tommy, and make sure he doesn't get into any trouble. He's like, you know what? Fine, watch him. I need to go tell the mother and father who came here to say goodbye to their daughters, and they just lost 2 more sons. And Tommy's like, 3. It's actually 3 from that other monster who killed him in the previous issue. And Aaron, and it's just awkward silence, and Tommy's just like, hey man, look, I know what you're from, whatever it's called, it's some group that's from Erica, right? She did say something about that, and she put something in me so I can see the monsters too. And Aaron Slaughter's like, yeah, I know, I am well aware of that, of what Erica did to you, boy. And he's like, yeah, you know, so he's thinking he's kind of, you know, comfort, he's saved, everything's okay, he has a breather. But Aaron is looking kind of sussy right now. His eyes are glowing, intending that he's about to do something sus. And even Tommy's like, what the hell are you doing? Don't be so dramatic, Tommy. You have neither the wherewithal or the training to be anything but a nuisance to the Order of the St. George. We can't allow you to live. All because his brother has the sight of seeing monsters? Man. So in the car, Erica and James are in the car with this girl from, you know, that's a co-worker of Tommy. The officer tells her to turn around. It turns out they barricaded the road, and Erica tells James to stay in the car. And James like, no, I'm not staying in the car. This girl's crazy. And the girl's like, I'm not crazy. Well, fine, but you're really mean to me. Calling back to issue number 2, Erica gets out the car, tells James to follow her. And meanwhile, all the commotion outside the gymnasium of the parents not leaving until they see their son. They want to see their kids, even though it's a disturbing sight to see. They all want to see their children, and it's this ruckus going on. So Erica asks Sheriff Kavanaugh what's happening here, and Kavanaugh's like, man, I ain't trying to deal with you right now. So her eyes do this hypnotic trance, and she's like, I need you to tell me what the hell is going on here. Sheriff Kavanaugh's like, hey man, I found Tommy Mahoney with 3 bodies out in the woods. There's blood all over him. I had my officers with him and with me, and I'm going to need to take him in. I just had to tell the Parkers that more of the children are dead, and your friend Aaron is watching Tommy until we can get the lot cleared. And Erica's like, oh man, 3 bodies and the children are still here? This is not freaking good. And the sheriff tells Erica, man, look, I don't appreciate the way your friend talked to me. Shut up. Wait just a minute. I am the sheriff of this town. You need to tell your men to prioritize getting the families with the children as far away as possible, because these monsters are getting hungry. They're going to want to eat. And when they eat, they get more dangerous. And we got to contain this situation right now. And obviously, this situation started to become more dangerous than everyone realizes. So as things get ensuing and pandemonium is about to erupt with all the concerned parents wanting to see the body parts of their children as a way of getting closure, Erica asks Kavanaugh, how long ago did the children die? I don't know, but what's wrong? What killed them is almost definitely still in those woods, and they're still hungry, and they're getting hungrier by the second. Take me to where you left my friend, because this is not going to be good. So he leaves with Erica, and the other sheriff is telling Tommy Mahoney's mom, like, man, we're going to need you to come back tomorrow. Like, this is at capacity right now. And she's like, no, if you want to arrest me, but I'm not leaving until I get closure and I see my little girl. So meanwhile, back in the woods, Aaron injects Tommy with some kind of fluid, whatever it is, it's numbing him up and making him all delirious. Aaron tells him the world is a dark place, Mr. Mahoney, a very dark place. If people really understood, I don't think anyone would ever sleep again, knowing that their fears were coming to life and feeding on their young. So that's how these monsters are created. These children's fears are bringing, I love the it factor here. The order does not allow independent agents, so you need to go. Erica's like, you piece of shit, get away from Erica. This is why they sent you here, isn't it? All about the freaking cover-up. Well, Erica, you open the door, you know the rules. There are 5 Oscar types in the woods right now, and the children in the parking lot. This situation is out of control. And Erica asks Tommy, can you walk? He's like, yeah, I think. What's going on here? Erica tells the sheriff, like, Tommy's been drugged, it'll wear off in a few hours, but he's going to be pretty useless until it does. Get him back to the school. And Aaron's like, dude, I was trying to make it painless and get the kill clean. You're just delaying the inevitable, and the more you say in front of the sheriff, the more he becomes a target too. You can't be cavalier with our secrets, Erica. And Erica's like, okay, hear me out. 5 Oscar types, 3 dead. Think for a second. Aaron's like, okay, That's not enough sustenance for a full brood, and they'll grow with each kill. 3 bodies are enough to fill one of them, not 5. Exactly, so more are going to die. There'll be a blood frenzy, they're starving. And Aaron's like, okay, I see your point. Erica's like, dude, if you hadn't wasted time being the Order's lapdog. Aaron's like, I don't want to hear no more bitching, man. You made your point, don't be rude about it. And Erica's like, that's exactly what I was trying to say, Aaron. This is what none of you understand. While you worry about the rules, real people are getting hurt. And meanwhile, we see this girl at the gymnasium playing in front of the parents. And when she sees something, she goes into tears, and you can tell it scares her to death, and she's literally pissing in her pants. So we know what it is. She sees the huge Oscar-type monster. Tommy sees the girl, and she's like, wait, that kid, wait, no, run! And Tommy's mom is like, what on earth is going on? And to the adult's point of view, they don't see what's happening. They just see the girl being picked up and screaming, and she gets ripped in half, and the sheriff sees this all in front of his eyes. The adults can't see the monster, the kids can see it, but the death of this little girl is as real as possibly can be. In a panic, the officer's like, everyone in the gymnasium, now! You know, it's just, all hell's breaking loose, and Erica's like, dude, this is bad. This is very, very bad. They're gonna start melee killing everyone, so it doesn't matter that they can't see him. It's just an all-out pandemonium. And Aaron's like, dude, you need to get far away from here. Get the girl, as well you'll be able to draw them. It's a trap. Okay, well, we'll do that then. Aaron puts on his mask, and Erica's like, Aaron, what are you doing, man? It's like you can't fight. You can't fight. And Aaron is like, dude, I passed all the tests. You did, Erica, and a few more, now think about it. Huh, you're bragging, no? So Aaron gives Erica some final orders. Just please, you know what the Order will do now that this many people have seen the attack firsthand? I'm not an evil person, Erica. You know I don't like how the Order conducts its business. All I ever tried to do is keep things tipped in the right balance. That's why I've always had your back ever since we lost Jessica. Now let me get to work. And Erica's like, all right, I'll do this. Everyone get inside, come with me. And Tommy's like, he's gonna fight him? Nope, that's not what this is, Tommy. This ain't your showboat right here. So Aaron goes after the Oscar types, and at first he looks like, okay, this brother's about to do some damage, but he gets his arm amputated by them. He's like, man, not this soon, not this quick, please. And this is where we end the issue with them devouring, and this is the end of the second story arc of Something is Killing the Children, issue number 10. I obviously, you already know what I think. I absolutely love this comic, and I love the fact that they incorporated the it factor where the kids can see it. Their fears are manifesting, or what bringing these monsters to life into town. And I remember in the first issue of Something Killing the Children, that truth or dare from James, when he picked a dare and he said something about the ravine, or there was a creature in the ravine. Could it be his imagination that created these monsters? That's just an awesome way to end this. With that being said, Something Killing the Children, issues number 6 through 10, the second story arc. What you guys think of the story arc? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you want to add this comic book to your comic book collection before it airs on Netflix, it'll make a great piece to your comic book collection. Link in description if you wish to do so. If you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy, don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.